Good afternoon, UK Colts fans and Colts fans around the world. If you have just watched the 60-second recap of the Colts loss to the Broncos, then you know what is coming. For 20 minutes, we had a very competent and a very competitive football team. We started off amazing. Designed runs, touchdown by Anthony Richardson, on fire, defence just absolutely ripping the ball away from Bo Nix and the Broncos. It was great. And then, I don't know, just the same thing that has seemed to happen all season long, really, and that's we fall apart. We've been, I suppose, the only thing the Colts are consistent in is being inconsistent and uncomplimentary. To start, okay, let's start. The offense, the good. The first drive, that was about it, really. For me, I wanted to see progress this year from Anthony Richardson. Of course, I'm a homer and I was expecting him to take us to the Super Bowl and win it all. If you don't believe that about your team at the beginning of the season, then what is the point of supporting them? And it's not mathematically impossible yet, so we're still in it, but we need a miracle. But yeah, anyway, Anthony Richardson, he needs to do work in the off-season about adding layers to his game. But what annoys me is Shane Steichen is a very clever coordinator and can make some fantastically designed plays. I don't understand why he's not playing to the strengths of Anthony Richardson. It feels like he's trying to make him some sort of clone of Phillip Rivers, a 5-yard, 10-yard pocket passer, which is great, but we don't need to do that anymore. You've seen what happens when you design runs for him. We get a touchdown off it. It's nothing new. He's been doing it all season. When we play to his strengths and we play him in a groove, the kid is unstoppable. I don't want to go too hard on him. I know a lot of the media will and a lot of fans will. They want to get rid of him. He's not throwing 5,000 yards. He's not doing backflip passes like Mahomes. So I get it. Everyone wants a new shiny toy every year, especially when it comes to this time. We want instant gratification, and that's just the world we live in. But he's 22. He's rarely played football. Like, he's younger than Bo Nix. People forget that. He's younger than a lot of the quarterbacks coming through in this draft. So it's going to be patience, annoyingly. But this season, he really needs to add layers to his game, whether he goes off and does some work. Now, the problem is when in the off-season, I know a lot of players will go and work with their coaches, their people, their team. And I think sometimes, especially as a rookie, you need to get away from that and you need to go and work with someone who's going to be honest and is going to add layers and not just hype you up. Go and work, I'm sure someone out there who's very talented will work with you in the off-season because the talent's there with Anthony Richardson. I don't care what anyone says. His ceiling is Lamar Jackson, that sort of level. Lamar Jackson, Allen, Mahomes, he can get there. It just takes time. But that being said, he needs to show progress and he needs to show he's adding the levels to his game. Next on my list is Jonathan Taylor. It's just unforgivable for me. Absolutely unforgivable. You're not a rookie. You're not a low-rated player in the sense of what low-rated means. You're not a third, fourth string. You're not a backup. You are an experienced veteran, captain, superstar, running back at the Indianapolis Colts. When you say that out loud, when you say Colts and running back, you think of some big names. And Jonathan Taylor is getting paid quite handsomely after holding out getting his contract. You know, it didn't go down the best, that sort of contract negotiation, did it? But you got your pay. We paid you. The season on the line, the game on the line, and you do that. If it wasn't Jonathan Taylor and this was Trey Sermon and I was the head coach, I would cut him on the spot. And for me, you want to talk about accountability and you want to hold Richardson accountable for his mistakes and bench him for 2 games for fucking, excuse language, for win now Flacco. I'm sorry, Jonathan Taylor would not be playing the game. That is just inexplainable. I don't care. You okay, we don't know how games go and how footballing goes, and of course Denver could have got back into it anyway after we scored that. But the game would have been done. The game would have been done. It's just, it's unforgivable. It really is. I mean, barring we go on a mad run, we somehow make the playoffs and Jonathan Taylor takes us to the Super Bowl. Yeah. I'm still fuming about it now. I'll be fuming about it in 10 weeks, 15 weeks. I'll be fuming about it in the off season. The only time I'll probably forget about it is when the new season rolls around. But you really shouldn't hold on to stuff that long. But no, it's just, it's not on. It really isn't, and he knows better. I'm sure. Now I've vented that, I'm sure everything being said, he knows better and he will do better. It's not like Jonathan Taylor to make them errors. So yeah, now I've got that off my chest. I'm sure he will pick it back up and show us why we paid him a lot of money. Wide receivers, just dog awful. Just, could we potentially go receiver in the draft? I don't know. We've taken Downs, we've taken Mitchell, we've taken Gold. Chris Barr doesn't like to do it, so I can't see it. But God, just no one on this team wants to step up. No one. Tight end room again, pathetic. And just the O-line, and this is with the O-line, and my sort of last point on the offense, with the O-line, Quentin Nelson is another one. You are a captain. You are a veteran. You're getting paid healthily for an O-lineman. You are a pillar of the Colts and what Chris Ballard believes in. And you don't have to be a shouty, pushy, shovey, kicking and screaming captain. Not everyone is that. But you are surrounded by rookies and backup linemen. You have to lead them. That is what we are paying you to do. I say we like I'm pulling any amount of money out of my pockets, but you have to do better. It's just not good enough. Like, again, this is it. We got absolutely mauled, and they weren't blitzing a lot. It was 4-5 man pressures, and they were getting home every time. And holding I mean, I'll leave the referees till last. But anyway, just the offense, a bit like all season, really. Bipolar, good for 10-15 minutes, and then just absolutely dog water for the rest of it. Shane Steichen sort of epitomises that bipolarness. The crack toss play on 4th and 1 to Taylor, excellent design. Everybody thinks it's a sneak with Richardson, quick toss out, and Taylor gets it. Excellent, love it. That was fantastic. I absolutely love what Shane Steichen did there. The option read for Anthony Richardson's touchdown, fantastic again. And then we forget what we're good at. I don't know if that's the best way to put it, but it's sort of the best thing I can think of for the Colts. And I've tried really hard here not to make it rage baity, this reaction video, but we are good at running the ball. We are good. Anthony Richardson is good at option read dynamic offenses. He is not a good improviser. So Mahomes, fantastic improviser, rolls out the pocket, can pick up 5-6 yards throwing it. Just absolutely excellent at that. That is what he does. Anthony Richardson is not that. So when he rolls out the pocket, you need to tell him to scramble. Pick up the 4 or 5 yards, scramble in and slide. He will be a lot better doing that, but it feels like he's been told that scrambling is the last resort, and for a quarterback who is good at running, that just feels criminal. And like I say, we see the absolutely bipolar Shane Steichen, just like I say, 4th and 1, crack toss play, excellent design. And then I think I said in my 60-second recap the third, but it might have been the start of the 4th. The trick play, I don't get what you're doing. I seriously don't get what you're doing. We're 1 score down, we're still right in the game, it's the 4th quarter. That wasn't 4th down. That wasn't like a 4th and short. A 4th down, I can understand it a little bit more. What was it? Was it a 2nd, 3rd down? And to a rookie, like, it may be, was it to AD Mitchell, I want to say? I can't remember, I was that annoyed, but to a rookie receiver as well. Like, yes, he may have played high school and college, he may have played quarterback in high school or college and blah, 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 and yes, we've done this in practice, but I'm still baffled by the call now, honestly. I want to be angry, but I'm sort of like just bemused at what went on. And it's sort of it tops the 4th and 2 against the Patriots. I don't even think going more in that play because you all know what I'm on about. Defense. Yeah, that's it for the offense. I mean, special teams, I don't really need to talk on. Sanchez, not his greatest day, but again, coaching. The special teams coordinator needs to say to Sanchez, stop punting it to their dangerous punt returner. Just get it out of bounds. Lose an extra yard or 2, but get it out of bounds. Matt Gay, fine. Hit the 49-yarder. That's all I can really say for special teams. Not much going on there. Defense finally showed up for a fucking game. Nice to meet you, defense, again. Pardon the language, but that sort of just even annoys me more, because where has that defense been for the past 14 weeks? Flying around, taking the ball away, just screaming. Cortland Sutton pretty much covered up by Kenny Moore and Jones. They did a fantastic job. I just don't know where it's been. I seriously, I have no idea where that defense has been. But hey, that's how it is, I guess. Now you want to play defense. Now the season's on the line. Now you want to play. Yeah, it's just not been good enough all year, really. But yeah, a good showing from the defense. So I'm not going to get too down on them. Like I referenced in my 60-second recap, I could just insert the Jim Mora clip. Don't blame the defense, but playoffs. We're talking about playoffs. No, it feels like, for me, there's a bigger picture things at work here. The Colts very quickly need to decide whether they're going to stick and work with Richardson or they're going to move on. I wouldn't take a quarterback in this class personally, so that buys him at least a year, but I'd be looking at Archie Manning, I can't lie. The prodigal son, the namesake, I'd be looking at him. He's probably going to be top 5 pick coming out of his class in a couple of years. So this is it for Anthony Richardson. Like, these games, I mean, unless you win out and we get in, but these games don't matter now. It's easy to play in dead rubbers. You might as well play Sam Erlinger. But yeah, there's a lot going on with the Colts, and what I'm annoyed with and what I'm sort of sick of is we're going round in circles, and it's not just the quarterback position. Every year we go around in circles. Chris Ballard doesn't strengthen. He won't go free agents. He picks up a hidden gem in the draft and lives off that. And then they perform mediocrely for a full season. And I'll probably be saying the same things next year. So, yeah, a very cheery instant reaction video. I'm going to end it there, and I'll put some stuff out on the socials. On a happier, much better note, Thursday, 9 p.m, we have George on Sports on the show. The big Colts fan, Instagrammer, he has been everywhere as an NFL presence for the UK, doing all sorts. I'm glad we're getting him on the show, and I'll put that out and we'll tweet about it. Then that will be Thursday night at 9 p.m, Thursday night at 8 p.m, so just before we have George on the show. Hopefully we have all the UK Colts fans team on the show with a bit of a Christmas wish list, and I'm guessing it's going to be a long one after that performance. Thanks so much for watching. Join us on all the socials, and join us now on Patreon. It'll be free for the time being, just while we build up a base of fans and we build up content. And then hopefully once we've got a bit more of a bigger base and a bit more wider reach, it'd be a cheap price for one tier, a couple of quid, and everything will be going back into the UK Colts fans. So lots coming from us, hopefully a lot more content, a lot more consistent content. Hey, just like the Colts, we need to get more consistent. But thanks so much for watching. See you all later.